I just did the oi 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 thing, which was fun. Let's just get on with the exams. So it would be Christian and Todoroki versus Shota. I mean Christian and Momo Yaoyorozu versus Shota Aizawa. Momo Yaoyorozu does not want to fight with AKA an ex-villain BTW. She does not want to fight with someone like that. So she decides to. Actually, she finally, but as for a while, she did start to trust him, because he's fine, he didn't really do anything. Basically, he says, Momo, you don't need to do a lot. Let me just, give me a second. Proctors! They yell, what? He says, can I cut loose as hard as I want? They say, yes, try your best. Momo says, Christian's face goes dark. Momo says, Christian, are you okay? His eyes turn glowing purple, and he says, this. I won't be doing this in every video, I just want to do this because it's funny. He'll be doing this.
There are so many.
Why? Since his technical hero / villain name is Glitch Trap, because he glitches and traps his opponent. He takes Aizawa to a dark void and starts going. So basically, when Shota Aizawa is ready to fight, he says, Christian would appear right in front of him, putting him into a hypnotism, saying, Momo, can I torture him for a little bit? I just want to do this for fun. He says, this is a battle of the eyes, Aizawa. He activates his purple eyes, controlling Aizawa. Then he takes him to a dark dimension, and does, and then starts to go. Come on, play. While teleporting our arm keeps on going, la 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 la. Then he starts to sing. Going through your mind, he's got aquatic purple eyes. And I don't want. What's going through your mind, he's got. After putting Aizawa in that torture, he releases Aizawa, and Aizawa falls to his knees, and he says, that was fun. Now, Aizawa, try your hardest. No quirks. No nothing. Just combat. He says, we can use weapons too, which means your scarf is allowed and my knives. He says, let's go! They both rush at each other, clashing fists. And Christian went on the upper hand. Christian was rushing towards him. When Aizawa goes for a punch, Christian would duck below and punch Aizawa in the stomach, saying, then he'd knee Aizawa in the stomach, then kick him up in the air, snapping. He says, oh yeah, this is an exam. I lied about that. And punches him straight down to the ground, breaking Aizawa down, saying, I will break you, Aizawa. Then he snaps his fingers again, appearing right below him, about to stab him, but cuts him. Then kicks him in the face, slamming him down, knocking him out, saying, Momo, get it! Momo creates bandages and all that crap to wrap around Aizawa's face so he can't really breathe or see. They run over and finally get out, and he says, woohoo! Now moving on to the summer training camp arc. Christian has been training his actual quirk that All For One gave him, which is called Air Cannon. Okay, it's not called Air Cannon, it's called the Dark Beam. He decides to stop working with the League and breaks his earpiece. it makes more sense for him to not join the league, because really Shigarashi treats him like trash, and he's got crazy people in there, and he kind of wants to fight them, and he can't fight them if we're on the same side. So he decides he'll join. So basically, he decides, he says, "Everyone, we have an announcement to make. I'm actually going to stay, not going back to the league." He says, "You were going to go back?" He said, "Yeah, I had plans. I was actually sneaking over there every single time. They actually treated me good. Except for those times where Shigaraki got mad and almost decayed me, but I dodged all of his hits. Basically, so I'm gonna stay here. So basically, when he walks over, so during the summer training camp, during the training camp arc, when they're having fun on the couple of days, when the villains attack her and says, "Alright, I guess it's time to activate. I guess it's time." It says, "It's time." He rushes to the middle where the villain. He actually rushes to the peak behind the villain and says, "I don't want to be." He says, I'll destroy you." He says, "Hey guys." They say, "You're here." He says, he puts his hand forward and blasts most of them off the cliff, saying, "I don't go with the league. You all treated me like trash, and with these 2 new members, I've been replaced. So I don't give a crap about the league anymore." He decides to go to the jump in the middle and say, "Come on, league members, attack me. Come on. I know your target is Katsuki bot is probably me because you want to kidnap me to join back in the league. So, you won't be doing that." He says, "I guess it's time." Jumps left to right and says, spins his knife on his finger, going, and holds it out saying, he says, then his eyes turn purple, and then he says, "Ah." But he takes away the purple eyes because he thinks that's pretty stupid. He summons 2 knives in his hands, rushing towards saying, "Glitch Trap decides what's going through your mind. He's got hypnotic purple eyes. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna be." As Toga would run at him with a knife, he says, "I know how to deal with knife users." And instead of doing the tactical method of grabbing their arms and slamming them behind, Christian decides to do the more brutal way and grabs the knife by its sharp part and breaks it and says, "You're done now." And punches Toga right in the face, sending her flying back. He says, "Oh, muscular, you." He decides to sing, and then, for the appropriate music for this, I wish I could put this in, but whatever. Frick! I need appropriate music for this, so... I'm gonna need important music, so, sorry people. Here we go. So basically, when he says, he gets ready. Does a fighting stance. And they have a moment of silence of talking. Of a moment of music. Then Christian would rush towards them going, dodging all their attacks with kicks and punches, flurries, getting angrier and angrier at the fight. He says, "Glitch smash!" and punches the ground, glitching all the blocks. Then he says, "Ah!" lifting his hand up in the air, dropping all those materials right back on. And he's saying, "Hey, thanks for this quirk, guys!" Ah! Blasting with full force with his energy beam, hitting them all. He says, and he says, hold on, this ain't no energy beam, this is black fire." He says, "Damn, I'm ready to destroy you all." He rushes towards with blasting black fire, going, "Ah!" Blast in their face, then dodging, punching Dobby in the face, then grabbing grabbing Dobby in a headlock, and then crossing his legs around his and slamming Dobby's head into the ground. Then he kicks Muscular up in the air, saying, "Primary load it!" He says, "Look, He says, hidden lotus, pinning him straight into the ground. He says, dodging all of the strikes from Toga's knife. He says, I'll show you what a real knife user does, and pulls out his bow and says, and the knife is at the end, cutting. Then Toga will go for one more knife strike. He grab the hood, and slam her so hard on the ground that it's an instant knockout. And they aren't even alerted by the heroes. Heroes aren't even alerted until they hear the giant explosion of fire. He goes, Krishna is also pretty beat down until Tomura Shigaraki arrives, and so does Kurogiri. And he says, so you've betrayed the League, huh? He says, what did you guys do for me? Oh wait, nothing. You guys made my life horrible. Isn't that right, Shigaraki? The one who used to torture me for no damn reason. Isn't that right, Shigaraki? He says, I shouldn't even. The only reason I joined the League was for power from All For One. And you can have your earpiece listening to All For One. I don't give a crap. He says, I guess it's time we have our end. Let's dance, shall we? He says, I need the full glitching powers. He charges up his power all the way, going, I need the appropriate yelling for this, so Goku, I need your help, please.
Love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal state.
Then I go a quarter glitched.
This is a Super Saiyan.
AKA glitch form.
And this
is half glitch mode.
This is what is known as a Super Saiyan that has ascended
past a Super Saiyan. You could just...
Or you could just call this a Super Saiyan 2.
And that from Majin Buu's Toga. And that Shigaraki. And he says, he goes and says, alright, look, I don't even know who that'd be. That's probably Aizawa.
He must be
bluffing.
I mean, what would that make him? Double ascended?
No, it wouldn't. He'd go.
What?
He goes, is to go even further beyond. Oh, crud. That's the US students getting crushed by the building.
It feels like the whole world is shaking apart. What is Goku doing? If he doesn't stop this, everything is going to be destroyed. Please, somebody make it stop.
Alright. I'm gonna stop there. He goes into his full glitch state, where everything just glitches through. He says, then the UA students arrive and they say, what the League of Villains? And Christian, what's he doing? They say he summons 2 knives and says, actually he pulls out 1 knife and says, this is over for you. I can't wait till I'm done with this villain edition. I want to do a different one that I had a different quirk that's really good. He pulls out a knife and says, "It's time that I end you all. Thanks for everything, but I'm not interested in any of you." He says, running full speed ahead with the ground crushing below him. Shigaraki would go for a DK strike, but it just phases right through him. And Chris would stop glitching for a second and knee Tomura on the stomach. Then go full glitch back over again. Then he'd stop glitching and say, "This is stupid. I want to use my own power." He says, "My quirk is so useless." And I didn't really like this what if that much. I'd like to do a different one. Basically, he runs forward and says, "Ah!" grabbing Dabi and slamming him so hard and then twisting his arm around, breaking it, and kneeing him in the face, saying, "I'm gonna put you all through hell. I'm gonna put you all through hell." Ah! Beating the crap out of the league. Until finally they're all down by his feet. He says, "This is the power of me." Then Tomura would grab his leg. He'd go, "Damn it!" His leg would start to decay. He goes, "Shoot!" Then he kicks Tomura in the face. Tomura releases his grip, and like the skin of his leg breaks off, and he goes, "Shoot! Damn it!" He says, "Where?" And axe handles Tomura's face into the freaking ground. And that's it for this part of the finale for the series, because I don't feel like doing